It's definitely not your traditional lava cake, but man, it's delicious. Okay guys, this is not a traditional lava cake where you load it up with tons of stuff on the inside so that it'll like flow out really fast. And it's definitely for a larger size than traditional lava cakes, because a lot of the lava cakes that I've seen, they're like teeny tiny little things and it's for one person. This could feed more than one person. Although, if you want to, I won't judge. So anyways, we got the keto lava cake. I always suggest combining wet ingredients first, then combining dry ingredients for the best results. So I will start out with the wet ingredients. 3 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I really suggest you guys buy some La Vencedora Mexican vanilla. This is stuff I always had as a kid, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. My grandmother would go down to Texas for the winters and bring this back. This stuff, oh my gosh, it is the best, guys. There's only 2 really good quality vanillas in the entire world, in my opinion. It's either Madagascar vanilla or Mexican vanilla. And this is definitely my favorite. You can get it on Amazon. Link in the description. Support the channel. Thank you so much. So anyways, you already saw some previews of kind of the process, but let's keep going. So also use 2/3 cup of avocado oil. I usually use Chosen Foods avocado oil. If you got something else, cool. And I mix all those together, and then I add 1/3 cup of cacao powder. I actually just use the Sprouts brand cacao powder for this. And I whisked them all together. They ended up looking like this. I still had little bits of cacao on the edge that I pushed in and, give it a little bit more whisking, but it's not a big deal. For the most part, that's what it should look like, in my opinion. So then, in my other mixing bowl, I mix together 3/4 cup of blanched almond flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/3 cup of cacao powder, 1 cup of Confectionery swerve, or you could choose to taste, basically. All right, so I mixed those thoroughly, made them look really good. There's some little bits of white stuff, which ended up being the Confectioner's swerve, which kind of clumped together a little bit, but not a big deal. If you wanted to work on that more, cool. I didn't think it made a big difference. And I don't know if I mentioned this already, but you could change this to taste. In my opinion, the 1 cup of Confectioner's swerve is a lot, but if you're new to keto, then it's going to be probably perfect. And if you've been a very strict keto individual, you probably need way less, in my opinion. So you could be one of those people that taste test the batter yourself. And then I also used about 1/3 cup of lilies for the middle of the cake. All right, so after I combined all these things, then that's what the batter basically looked like. So I split the batter almost in half, and I really suggest that you use a little bit more than half the batter in the bottom of I used like a ceramic, larger 8-inch ramekin, basically like this, right? And I also cut out a piece of parchment paper to slide into the bottom, and it just so happens a 1-quart lid fits perfectly in the bottom of this ceramic ramekin. And I also greased the sides. Kerrygold's the best. So yeah, that's my Salad Master lid that I used on the parchment paper to cut that out, to slide it in there to make a perfect fit. And you got to have a really nice sharp knife to do this, or an X-Acto knife. And anyways, like I was saying, you want to pour a little bit more than half to make sure that the bottom cooks really well. That's been my experience when you bake this. And then these chocolate chips, they're probably not necessary. The Lily's one, I think, are the best, but they're probably not necessary to get the slow flow lava cake center, because it's more because of the amount of liquids in the batter than it is anything else. But this adds a nice touch. And if you wanted to blend this all together, then the next day you'll have nice little chunks of these Lily's chips in the rest of the cake, which is still great, which I've done in another way as well. So anyways, make sure you got a little bit more than half of the batter on the bottom to allow for that bottom to cook and to set properly and to cook the best, in my experience. And then you cover the rest on the top, which means you probably just need a little bit to cover those chips on top. It's probably not a big deal. Anyways, 325, bake it for 25 minutes, maybe 30, it just depends. But in my experience, pretty much every time, 25 minutes works best when you preheat. You might need the extra 5 minutes if you did not preheat. So there you have it. And as far as the cream cheese frosting, that's real simple and easy. You throw equal amounts, probably 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese with room temperature butter, and you mix those together until they're whipped status, until they look whipped. I would also suggest anywhere from 2 tablespoons, if you're very strict keto, of powdered confectionery sugar. The Swerve is what I use, all the way up to 4 or 5 tablespoons if you're new to keto, because in my opinion, that makes it taste perfect. But you can mess around, be your own taste tester. Enjoy. Stay healthy, guys.